What would you say your favorite boss fight is? Ishin the Sword Saint? Senator Armstrong? The Bed of Chaos, you sick bastard? Anything can be a good choice, really. But exceptional bosses that leave long-lasting impressions are hard to come by. But this is a game that is filled with great contenders. And I think the final boss of Nine Souls deserves a place in that pantheon. I'll talk about how challenging the fight is to overcome, while still nailing the spectacle aspect. But first, I'll talk about the story. A good final boss fight has narrative impact and is usually near the culmination of a game's chain of events. As such, it's hard to talk about Aegon without talking about the plot. To avoid spoilers, you can skip ahead to here, in order to understand important context about the fight while still being able to experience Nine Souls' incredible storytelling on your own. But anyway, here's the lore dump. Long before the events of the game, Aegon was researching immortality and accidentally synthesized the deadly Tianhua virus. The strain started spreading out of control and endangered the life of all Solarians, necessitating a temporary halt in immortality research in favor of a cure. She later discovers Yi, the player character, as a protege and brings him under her wing for his scientific prowess and mysterious longevity following an accident, becoming a mentor for the young Solarian. When countless trials for a cure fail and extinction is on the horizon, Yi devises a plan to preserve their people. This plan, called the Eternal Cauldron, would have Solarians suspended in cryosleep aboard New Kunlun, an entire island transformed into a spacecraft, while research continued for a cure. The unfortunate many unable to board are those who willingly stay behind on the homeworld instead meet their inevitable fates. However, on the day of the island's launch, Yi learns of the true origins of the Tianhua virus, a secret that no other person knew. Enraged by this knowledge and betrayal, Yi fights Aegon aboard the ship. The first thing you see as the player is the result of this confrontation. Aegon wins and Yi plummets to his death. She proceeds with the launch, and what follows is centuries of twisted experiments, with Aegon mutating the infected into mindless husks. But then, 500 years after his apparent death, Yi reawakens. This is where the game and Yi's warpath begins. A descent into the warped New Kunlun will have you see the horrors of Aegon's cruel will. So yeah, shit's fucked and it's her fault. And now, finally, the fight. And to be honest, Aegon's fight isn't the most visually impressive in the game. All of Nine Souls' art is hand-drawn, and other environments definitely overshadow the final arena visually. And it's just a cat. Cat with a lightsaber. But in this duel, the spectacle is in the heart of battle. The game's combat can only be described as hype as fuck. You're mobile, aggressive, and everything you do looks and feels stylish. Boss fights in particular are high points in the game. But Aegon is different. Her fight will put you into a state of mind that is at the very core of the game's Taoist philosophy. The flow. Either that or white hot blinding rage. She's the ultimate challenge and she lets you know it right away. Phase 1 immediately starts off with relentless pressure. A constant barrage of sword strikes with tricky timings will tax your health if you don't adapt your parries to her rhythm. Her moveset is aggressive and doesn't allow much breathing room for healing, and you'll have to sneak hits in between her own moves. She also uses your own technique against you. The Talisman Dash is a grab that you can only air parry and has multiple follow-ups even if you do. Her fight will force you to use every tool at your disposal and requires mastery of all the techniques you've learned so far. And yet the fight is fair. She doesn't act erratically, the animations are clear and readable once you get acquainted with the fight, after a couple dozen tries, and she does have weaknesses. Chief among these is the Unbound counter, a charged version of your parry. It will deflect everything except grabs. A successful Unbound counter on a Crimson tech will also stagger Aegon. This is your biggest opening. You can also stun using arrows, but they come in limited supply. Her fight is essentially a true test of your expertise with the core skill of the game, your parry. You want openings? Earn them. You want to keep your HP? Perfect your timings. You died? Skill issue. With some practice, and a lot of deaths, you'll get to phase 2. This is where things start to get complicated. Her strings that you've gotten used to now flow freely. Aside from gaining new moves, she also interrupts her attacks with dashes and new follow-ups. The patterns you've grown accustomed to now change on the fly and require improvised adjustment. But this isn't even the worst part. On any stagger, she could recover quickly and perform a counterattack. Gonna be honest here, that got me a little heated. Okay, I'm fine. This is the most dangerous thing to look out for because some of your stronger attacks are very committal and assuming you have an opening can get you got. Phase 2 is a torrent of threats, and you must adapt to Aegong's ever-shifting flow. But however difficult the fight is, you still have many options as the player outside the fight. Having basically finished the game, you should have access to a full skill tree and every jade. This will give you more than enough different builds to fine-tune to your needs and preferences. Personally, I had to switch it up multiple times, landing on an all-in parry build. And once you do get good enough and feel the flow, parrying attack after attack, you'll finally beat Aegong. Unless you're on the true ending, in which case you'll reach my favorite part of the fight. Aegong composes herself and begins her final onslaught. A constant, never-ending combination of judgment cuts and follow-ups. No longer can you react to or read what's happening. But do you hear that? That isn't her theme anymore. It's yours. Seemingly heralding your triumph, the intro is mournful yet solemn. A fitting portrait of Yi, but with the crash of a gong, it bursts with drums and new energy. Your journey has been filled with hardship, unbearable losses, and probably over 3 hours of dying to Aegong specifically. But now, your actions have become intuitive and effortless. The world around you melts away, while your own theme repeats an almost trance-like Buddhist chant. Down to your last bits of health, you continue to weather the storm. With every deflect and dodge, with every strike and blow you inflict, you grow closer to victory, as the chant slowly builds in a rising crescendo until finally you can strike her down with a triumphant war cry. Whatcha? Honestly easy. It really wasn't. And to truly top off how unforgettable this boss fight was, the true ending's climax is both heartbreaking and bittersweet, as Yi must make an impossible decision and head down the path for us all. And on that note, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I also stream over on Twitch, so come follow and watch there. Here's some other videos you might enjoy too. And with that, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.